afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, September 29, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Discovering 100% reliable spiritual foundation is the most colossal gift we could ever give ourselves. Finding that which never changes is always permanent, always reliable, eternal, indestructible, absolutely free, simply sets the mind at ease. It allows our soul to rest in our body, to experience the feeling that we can be at home here now. No matter what seems to be happening in the outer world. The cosmic womb is the great doorway to our highest freedom and the full realization of our unbounded spiritual nature. It is our essential entry point for how we can instantly reclaim our real spirituality, which in turn initiates a complete mind-body healing and permanent access to the state of eternal potentiality. Just a few seconds in this womb, we immediately experience heaven is within. We encounter a timelessness, no time, and infinite spaciousness inside that opens a purely awakened mind, unstoppable energy, and infinite love within ourselves. We discover we are already spiritual beings at the core of every moment. We experience our spiritual indestructible essence is always here, always now, and always available. Right now, you have the small light of the ego to help you to see, to grow, and to find your way. And you are afraid to extinguish it. Then you will fall into utter darkness for a time, while the dark night of the soul, and a dark night, even a glowworm, is quite a hope that light exists often. Cosmic womb inside you right now is easy to discover. In fact, it takes zero effort and energy to realize it is here. And the more the mind efforts to try to find it, the more elusive the womb becomes. Your cosmic womb can only be found through a deep relaxation into your consciousness. It is not something experienced when we are unconscious, half-conscious, or operating in automatic habits of the mind. The womb is only found when the mind is not there, when we are free from all the demands and desires of the ego. Only when we are free from the demands and desires of the ego, only then can we fully relax, remove all our masks, and happily reveal the amazing enlightened being we truly are. Your cosmic womb is found through a constant experience of receptivity and surrender. Constant. When we can become supremely unguarded, free from any need or agenda, only then are we fully receptive and the God source instantly enters us. We must choose to surrender completely to the totality of our existence. It is this great letting go. All the answers to this life's greatest questions seem to be painted in perfect pictures on the womb's vast, infinite, holy blackboard. This grand emptiness is so profound that the infinitely creative source has no other choice than to draw out all the answers for you. The power in the womb is so intoxicating and liberating, and all your pains and personal issues are orgasmically taken over by the divine. The womb awakens us instantly, points us back to the most radical essence of what and who we truly are, and then gives us exactly what we are most needing to experience. To initiate this process of discovering your inner cosmic womb, start with being more allowing, welcoming, receptive, and expansive in your thinking than normal. Good exercise is in welcoming each experience of life and its opposite, meaning welcoming in the pain and the pleasure, the joy and the sadness, the frustration and the ecstasy, and so on. The cosmic womb is already allowing all the good, bad experiences in this world to play out on its universal blackboard. Without discrimination or judgment, it is simply allowing for everything, including the mind and its various states of consciousness, to unfold as they will. Be like the cosmic blackboard, big blackboard, allowing for all. The very instant we welcome our totality, the dark and the light, we become 100% present to this present moment, that the most amazing discoveries are found. Each moment becomes another epiphany and a holy experience to be revealed. We find every day is a great gateway to absolute creativity, expanded love, and a higher state of consciousness. Through welcoming all good and bad experiences, we can allow this unlimited God source of energy to freely enter our lives. It is good to know that everyone is going to be reflecting back to you where you are. This world will be mirroring those good and bad parts of yourself that you might not be aware of. When you are feeling stuck in a relationship, trapped in a job, powerless in a financial situation, or simply inadequate in your life, you are not feeling into the full contraction and expansion of your consciousness. Let go of this clinging or resisting either side, and let this grand pendulum swing. When you are welcoming everything on the outside and the inside, you cannot and will not miss this cosmic womb. Good news is that this universe already loves you. It's perpetually sending you wake-up calls, doing what it can to pour its greatness, its sweet healing love and wild ecstasy into you. Are you ready for this? Can you handle a cosmic state of ecstasy? Then become ridiculously receptive to every experience in this life again. Become like the most beautiful feminine flower tasting the fresh morning rays of sunlight, dancing on your skin. God must enter you here. It has no choice, no other choice. It must surrender to you if you allow for it to enter you. Simply open yourself up to all of existence. This is the most effortless and easy way to realize and experience your divinity. The ego functions like a blindfold on your eyes. The sun rises and you remain in darkness. The music goes on, but you don't hear a thing. You live in the ocean of love, but nothing is felt. With the ego, you remain like a dying tree, uprooted. Then life looks like this long, drawn-out tragedy. The whole thing seems to be so ridiculously meaningless, and consciousness seems to be something irrelevant and accidental. These are the sleepers on this planet. That's about the most thorough definition I can come up with. One last word of advice on your journey into the womb. It is a glorious and ferocious ride, nothing short of that. The mind will have a tendency to try to remain in control, to dictate reality, micromanage your destiny. This is a very old habit, which it's not going to let go easily. It's going to try to make you believe it is better not to surrender to existence. It feels a desperate need for protection, safety, and security. It tends to live life from a place of fear rather than freedom, love, or ecstasy. Just know that any time you are not feeling free, any time your mind has taken over, has forgotten the cosmic womb is here to liberate you, and is desperately trying to escape from some illusionary prison it's caught in. The great spiritual setup here is that our souls have committed for millions of mind games that believe we are imprisoned so that we can break free and believe we are free. We want to experience it all, remember. We want to experience it all. And we'll settle for nothing less. Any attempt to be in total control of this game is pointless and throws our body into a state of contraction. Just understand that your mind is stuck in the habit of constantly accepting or attempting to find freedom from an illusionary prison that it created. And all the answers and real goodies you're seeking are inside this jail cell. That's what I want you to believe. There is no need to escape from it. When you realize this, the bars and walls suddenly dissolve. Any seeking for freedom, love, or enlightenment in another being, spiritual text, or concept is inherently coming from the feeling of missing out on this divine spiritual womb-like connection within yourself. There is no greater guru than trusting your life and the wisdom in your heart. Realize this deeply and completely. This mind of yours is the only thing blocking you from experiencing this divine God-source connection. No matter how sacred the mind is, it is still in your way. The mind has all of us fooled, trying to achieve some personal, private goal out there, rushing around, as if your soul didn't have an eternity of time ahead of you. Be very careful of the mind. It acts much like a locomotive, coal-burning train that's been hurling down the same old tracks for 25 years. It's, of course, the mind may pause for the occasional red light along the way. Yet for it to come to a full, complete halt, turn off its engines, whistles, and backup motors is unheard of. When we ever want to discover the divine womb and the greatest mystery of this life within ourselves, we must choose to abandon this suicidal train for good. We must choose to leap far from these old tracks and hurl ourselves into the unknown. It is here that we will find the soft green grass catches our fall, where we can lay the mind down gently to rest as we bask in the golden sunset beyond the fields, making mad, passionate love with God behind the world's closed eyes. The continuous realization of the divine, universally interconnected, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent being you truly are. That's quite a mouthful. But if you wanted to describe enlightenment, right? That's what it would be. So, roughly, it is the continuous realization of the divine, universally interconnected, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent being you truly are. Being who you truly are. Yet when you meditate on this thought and begin knowing it is as the truth of who you are, an amazing, enlightening experience begins, downloading directly into your consciousness at the speed of light. It happens to you as fast as light and comes directly to you from fully living in the lightness of your own spiritual presence. Although most people don't take the time to redirect their attention on their infinite spiritual nature, so they may not think it is real or that they can experience it at all. It is very real, and it creates an experience of reality which you cannot compare to anything you've ever had before. It's as if you were living in a dark, candlelit, musty closet for 25 years and suddenly found the door to walk outside and breathe the fresh spring air and feel the warm, radiant light from the sun. That would be a huge experience, wouldn't it? So this is the experience of the perpetual effulgence of your soul's radiant awareness. It is seeing this world only through pure awareness, where there are no opinions, judgments, or mind chatter in the way. When this happens, you discover something that turns your entire life around. You realize that you really are, who you really are, is a mind-stopping experience. You are indescribable, unattainable, and exists far beyond the imagination of this limiting mind. Some of us want to have a momentary taste of what this experience, enlightenment, is. You must choose to do something completely radical with how you're typically spending your time. Stop whatever agendas you currently have with your life. Let go of everything you thought to be real or true, and then entertain the possibility that who you are is an undefinable infinite being, an eternal soul that was never born, thus will never, ever, ever, ever die. And by taking this dynamic leap in your consciousness into letting go of all limiting ideas about yourself, you'll soon find the enlightened state blossoming within you. Do not let this idea that your personal problems and life issues are blocking you from this state, enlightenment. Think of them like particles of sand between your toes, depending on how you move through life. They'll either grind or massage your feet. The most challenging people in your life are also your greatest teachers in disguise. Simply take the approach to explore every experience in your life with a genuinely open mind and childlike curiosity. Stick to this like super glue, and you'll eventually become enlightened. Life has an incredible wisdom to download into your consciousness that's bigger than what you can conceive of. This entire world is designed to enlighten you, heal you, empower you, and dissolve you, which is your ego. The sun shines down, and its image reflects in 1,000 different pots filled with water. The reflections are many, but they are each reflecting the same sun. Similarly, when we come to know who we truly are, we will see ourselves in all people. Watching. Many people wonder, and I've gotten this question 1,000 times at least, just what does an enlightened being understand that other people don't? Well, they simply see how everything is connected to a cosmic intelligent web of energy, love, and information that physically exists in between every atom in this universe. An exponentially increasing flow of deep inspirational insights happen with every thought that passes through. It is unimaginable. Yet the moment you let go of this small limiting identity who you've been conditioned to believe is you, and dive deeper into trusting this omnipresent intelligence, your inner light switches on. You'll know it because your body becomes deeply relaxed and your mind becomes supremely empty, soft and receptive to every possible experience that flows your way. The journey towards this is a constant celebration of life, living every moment with the recognition that you are intimately connected to a power that is so great, so intelligent, and so loving that you wouldn't trade it for all the diamonds, gold, and money on this planet. This living, breathing, highly conscious, intelligent energy is all instantly available to you and loves you deeply and eternally. Enlightenment is fully surrendering to this truth every day, everywhere you are. We know that nothing ever happens by accident in this enlightened universe. We know that there are no coincidences in the enlightened being's understanding of this life. Even our decision to listen to this meditation is not an accident. Every experience is always the right experience for that moment in our journey. Life is the perfect teacher. How can an infinitely intelligent universe ever make a mistake? Every lesson your soul came here to learn is being provided for you through each breath and experience that you are given. Your spiritual path into enlightenment is your path home. The universe is constantly here, guiding you, helping you to remember and reawaken the realization of your awesome, true, radiant self. Dramatically shift into a higher enlightened state whenever you choose. You remember, some of you may remember that Jesus would state to people that the kingdom of God is within you. He was inferring that everybody has this innate connection to the great inner kingdom, not just a sacred few. The enlightened consciousness is this kingdom, and it is effortlessly and instantly found by anyone who surrenders to it. See, we are already connected to this amazing state of consciousness right now. Yet we may not feel it because the mind is blocking the way. Only when the mind becomes completely relaxed and trusting of this life can it be fully revealed. When you fall naturally into the deepest stillness and the silence within you, you will discover this awesome enlightening consciousness is already there. Some people call it the Christ consciousness, the Buddha consciousness. It's an enlightened state of it's the highest state of consciousness that there is. There's nothing more loving, accepting, insightful, appreciative, and jovial than this enlightened state of mind. Believe it or not, this is our most natural state of being. When we choose to be at peace with ourselves over everything else in this universe, we naturally begin to connect with this deeply profound spiritual healing energy that resides at the core of our being. We constantly overlook these higher states of consciousness because the mind is so preoccupied and clinging to its extensive variety of desires, thoughts, and fears. And the mind basically becomes so busy that it forgets that a more enlightened experience of this life is available to explore in each new moment. Many of us were all taught as children how powerful and important the mind is. And so we blindly follow the mind. We tag along, remain extremely close to it, and believe in it wherever it goes. Unknowingly, we waddle along from one thought to the next, grasping onto every dip and wiggle like we are the chick and it's the great mama duck. You may find that weeks, months, and years can pass by where you are consistently following the mind for 24 hours a day around without a break. We may even believe that we have no other choice than to hang on the tail of the mind and be pulled along with its desires forever. The mind's hypnotic spell over us is deep and yet extremely tantalizing, as we may feel lost without it, and are often happily caught in its habit of reaching into this delicious world of desires. Sometimes it happens in a rare moment or situation in this life. We suddenly stop following the mind. A deep relaxation occurs, and we realize that we do not have to follow our thoughts at all. We eventually understand that our desires will manifest for us at the right time. And so we can simply bask and enjoy the expansive glory of the great universe around us. It is from this mind-stopping space that a deeper inquiry arises within to find where is the source of this mind. When we peer inside to see where our thoughts are originating from, it causes the mind to become very quiet. And it is this silence which unlocks the door to finding our connection with this Christ consciousness within. And the greatest magical moments of our lives manifest the moment we step back from our desiring, seeking, searching, needy mind. When we rest into the stillness at the center of our heart, the mind must let go. Life instantly becomes a serene, perfect, and naturally centered experience. We feel there is an eternity ahead of us in this healing space. We stop trying to create, achieve, or change anything in this world. It feels so good just resting here with existence, revealing our natural divinity while appreciating and accepting this entire universe as it is. It is in the merging of a quiet, trusting mind, the deepest relaxation in the body, where this Christ consciousness abides. Discovering this place inside you will heal many layers and lifetimes of doubts, worry, and fear. This enlightened state enters us automatically when the mind truly stops. And when the mind stops, our consciousness expands and we enter that state. They happen simultaneously, as if they were two sides of the same coin. The very moment we become completely relaxed and at peace with everything in this life, This highest consciousness must move into us and act through us. It has no other choice. Now, wouldn't it be nice when Jesus made this statement, if we all made these statements with ourselves? I am a human being just like you, but at the same time, I am God. That was taken from the Gospel of St. Thomas. Does that make sense? We are all God. Another enlightening tip to reveal this Christ consciousness within you takes a little creative exploration and personal commitment, because this amazing enlightened state is so precious, powerful, and transforming. It resides in the place we would last expect to be. Our Christ consciousness is not discovered through pushing to find the highest experiences or attempting to resist or avoid the lower experiences. It's not found from trying to only think positive thoughts, nor rejecting those fearful parts of yourself that are not so positive about life. Christ consciousness is much bigger than the mind, and is something that finds you when you are naturally at peace with both extremes. When you're walking the middle path of this life, the place which is free from any clinging to the higher and resisting the lower, a great feeling of freedom enters you. There's no struggle to change anything in this life on the middle road. We see that our consciousness is completely perfect, and it knows everything is perfect as it is. There is this feeling of extreme peace. We know we have already arrived at the great kingdom, so it's not trying to get anywhere special. The best part, however, is that the mind becomes crystal clear and is no longer running the show. We become liberated from the demanding, striving, obsessive ego. Realize how wonderful it is to relax and enjoy the simple experience of being alive. Only through finding this middle way in every action, thought, situation we are in can we transcend our clinging mind, surrender to Source, and discover an effortless freedom from our relentless ego. I join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on the breath rising and falling. At the core of your being is a quiet, calm energy that is as deep and peaceful as the ocean. When you relax, rest inside, take time to simply dive beneath the ripples of thought. You are able to guide or glide through your day. Approach consciousness with reverence. Take a deep breath. Relax into the gentle, ever-pervading mystery that is you. The moment you discover true peace with your life, exactly as it is showing up for you, you have truly mastered your life. You are not this mind, these thoughts, these emotions, or this body. All these things will one day be gone. You are the soul, an eternal expression of light. Get to know this divine connection inside. Pure consciousness is utterly peaceful. And this is who and what you truly are. Take this with you for the rest of the day and to the evening and night, the following morning. And we'll return here Monday, September 30th, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's happening within you or outside of you. Open your heart and let the magic flow in.